Midnight Rescue. A true horror story. Baby, I'm off work now, Tilda. On the day before New Year's Day, we got off work early. I mistakenly sent a message to the company's main group chat. It wasn't until I got home that I realized the group had exploded. Colleagues were piling on, teasingly replying in a chain, Baby Tilda. Me, I don't dare open my eyes, hoping this is just a hallucination. But late at night, my usually aloof and cold boss was actually blocking my doorway, his eyes red as he questioned me. Does he also give you 6 insurances and 1 housing fund and a year-end dividend? Rushing to finish projects at the end of the year, I had stayed up late for almost 2 whole weeks. I thought I would be occupied by my black-hearted boss even on the day before New Year's, but surprisingly, the skinflint boss seemed to have found a conscience. When HR announced that we could leave at 3 in the afternoon, I almost doubted my own ears. Who? That boss who only knows how to assign work and treats employees like robots actually let us off early. Did the sun rise from the west today? Not long after the message was sent in the company group, cheers from colleagues erupted in the office. I grabbed my bag and walked out immediately, mainly because I was worried the boss would regret it or HR sent the wrong message. If I didn't run now, when would I? My best friend Kiki had originally asked me to celebrate New Year's Eve together tonight. But thinking about how busy I've been at the company lately, she turned around and said she'd find someone else. I was speechless. But now I've turned things around. So I tapped quickly on my phone screen and cheekily typed, Baby, I'm off work now, Tilda. The elevator door opened. Without paying attention to the chat box, I sent it directly and stuffed the phone into my pocket. After waiting a while and Kiki didn't reply, I clicked on my phone to take a look. I clicked into the chat box but didn't see the message I sent. However, new messages kept popping up in the company group chat. I felt it was bad luck. The big group already had dozens of messages, so I simply turned on Do Not Disturb. These people are probably sucking up to the boss again. Out of sight, out of mind. Seeing no message in the chat with Kiki, I didn't think much of it. I happened to be entering the elevator at the time, so maybe there was no signal. Anyway, I knew where Kiki was, so I'd just go find her directly. Kiki runs a bar. There aren't many people at this time, so it's perfect to go find her. I hailed a taxi. Master, go to King U Bar. But I didn't notice a group of people, coincidentally walking out of the company, not far behind me. Tusk, tusk, tusk. Looks like Suyan's life is quite exciting. Passion. Bar, huh, so sweet. She must be going to meet her boyfriend, right? Suyan hides it so well, she didn't even tell us she was dating. Several people walked and teased, no one noticing the increasingly gloomy and aggrieved face behind them. When I arrived at Kiki's bar, she was still sound asleep. Seeing me was no different from seeing a ghost. Holy cow. Did you quit? I pouted, got off work early. She showed an expression of disbelief. Damn, did the sun rise from the west? But then again, Kiki thought about my boss's looks, and her tone softened a lot. You have to think of it this way. With a boss who looks like that, if he were in my bar, business would explode. Seeing such a handsome man every day, it's justifiable for him to exploit you a bit. It was fine until Kiki mentioned this. Once looks were mentioned, I remembered my initial intention for joining the company like I was possessed. Thinking back, I was a newborn calf just graduated from university. The company was a startup. When I went for the interview, their entire company consisted of only the boss, Jai Mingshan. Even the office was just a sample room, less than 30 square meters. So the moment I stepped into the company, I didn't have any hope, and I didn't even want to interview. What stopped my steps was Jai Mingshan's face. It is no exaggeration to say that Jai Mingshan's face and figure are better looking than any boy I have seen since I was a child. As a superficial girl, I was successfully kept for the interview by Jai Mingshan. But back then, I wasn't crazy enough to disregard my livelihood for a pretty face. The company was really shabby, and I was worried about my future. Until Jai Mingshan said the reason I couldn't refuse at that time. He would go out to run sales and then pay me wages. Most importantly, Jai Mingshan promised me 6 insurances and 1 housing fund. So I embarked on a point of no return. At first, Jai Mingshan did go out to run sales to pay me. For a long time, the company only had me and Jai Mingshan. He was the boss, concurrently HR, salesman, finance. I was the cleaner plus food ordering staff. For those 3 months, Jai Mingshan spent very little time in the company, 80% of the time running sales outside. Yes, 3 months into the company, I wasn't even very clear on what the company's business actually was. Especially guarding a 30-square-meter office alone, I felt like I had been scammed. I felt things shouldn't have developed like this. Just as I was planning to pack up and run, Jai Mingshan came back with his victories. I finally learned what the company's business was, and that in those 3 months, Jai Mingshan had landed a big order, bringing the company back to life. Since then, I started my days as a serious corporate slave. Or rather, beauty leads one astray. If I hadn't been bewildered by beauty in the beginning, how would I be living a 9-to-9 life at such a young age? Don't misunderstand. Normally it's 9 to 6, but basically, I have to work overtime until 9 p.m. Although Jai Mingshan gives a lot of benefits for overtime now, a cow can't keep working like this. I still miss the time when the company first started. That was my ideal life. Speaking of which, is your mom arranging blind dates for you again this new year? Kiki's voice interrupted my memories. Otherwise, just pick a random person from my place to take home and pretend to be your boyfriend. Kiki is not reliable at all. We agreed to celebrate New Year's Eve together, but business at the bar was exploding tonight, so I was abandoned by her. When I walked downstairs to my apartment, I clicked on my phone to take a look. I inadvertently glimpsed 99+ messages in the company group. Although I set it to Do Not Disturb, the app mentions were red. Why are so many people tagging me? I clicked into the company group chat box. Good heavens. As soon as I entered, it showed 99 people tagged me. I had a very bad premonition. It shouldn't probably, maybe, possibly, be right. When I scrolled back to the top, my sky collapsed. Completely collapsed. I damn well sent the message meant for Kiki to the company group. The one with over 500 people. In this instant, I felt the blood in my whole body freeze. My face rushed with blood, and my back even started to heat up in the cold wind. Seeing the messages from colleagues in the group, my sky collapsed a second time. Yo tilde tilde baby tilde tilde I'm off work 2 tilde baby I'm home 2 tilde Suyan baby are you home? Baby tilde tilde tilde. The laughter in the group was too loud, it hurt my eyes. At this moment, I finally understood why there were so many messages in the group when I got out of the elevator. If I had just clicked in to look, it wouldn't have been like this. Lived for 27 years and now it's great. Face is completely gone. I took a deep breath and couldn't help covering my face. Heaven probably thought it wasn't chaotic enough, so it added some more chaos for me. When I covered my face, the tip of my nose touched the emojis, and I sent a shy sticker in the group. The usually inactive company group, I don't know what happened, but the second my sticker went out, someone replied instantly. Yo tilde baby finally looked at the phone. Is baby home? Me. Damn it. It was too late to quickly withdraw the message this time. A group of people started crazily tagging me again. Good God, do they want me to die? The face I saved for half a lifetime is all swept to the floor in this moment. As soon as I got out of the elevator, I found a person squatting in front of my door. The weather is cold now, and the person squatting at my door was wearing a hat covering half his face. I subconsciously took 2 steps back. Thanks to Jai Mingshan these years, I bought this house with full payment. My home is 1 unit per floor, so there's no such thing as going to the wrong floor. This person came for me. I wanted to press the elevator quietly, but the sound of the elevator opening just now wasn't small. The person squatting at my door slowly looked up. My heart was in my throat, my brain thinking of countless possibilities in this instant. But obviously, I prepared too little. I really didn't expect that the person squatting at my door would be Jai Mingshin, and a drunk Jai Mingshin at that. When Jai Mingshin looked up at me, the grievance in his eyes was about to overflow. Probably from squatting too long, when he stood up, he was a bit unsteady and almost fell to the side. I subconsciously supported him, but I didn't expect Jai Mingshin to lean on me directly. I smelled the alcohol on him. Perhaps because he drank, not only his face, but his eyes were red, especially when looking at me, as if telling of countless grievances, as if I had done something unforgivable. Jai Mingshin is really not light. His 1.85-meter height pressing on me is really killing me. I almost couldn't stand steady, and it took a lot of effort to barely keep him and me from falling. Jai Mingshin, why are you here? Hearing my voice, Jai Mingshin became even more aggrieved. Even his nose tip was red. His voice was incredibly aggrieved, inexplicably sounding like an interrogation. Does he also give you 6 insurances and 1 housing fund and a year-end dividend? Me, huh? Will he also give you a red packet of 18,000 for New Year's? Is he as handsome as me? After saying the last sentence, Jai Mingshin fell asleep leaning on me. Honestly, seeing Jai Mingshin's face, I really had the urge to throw him out, but although he doesn't act human, he has never been a stingy boss. So I still used all my strength to drag him inside. It's the first time I've seen Jai Mingshin drunk, even though we've worked together for several years. His alcohol tolerance has always been good. He never got this drunk when discussing cooperation before. I'm a bit curious, what kind of stimulation did Jai Mingshin receive? And his words were weird too. Who gave me 6 insurances and 1 housing fund and year-end dividends? Did Jai Mingshin think another company was poaching me? Damn it, who wants to harm me? I would never have thought that this year's New Year's Eve would be spent with my skinflint boss, and spent in an undignified way. When Jai Mingshin climbed onto my bed again, I really couldn't bear it. I sat up from the bed, hands on hips, scolding him, Jai Mingshin, don't go too far. I've already taken you in, this bed cannot be left to you. Drunk Jai Mingshin couldn't understand human language, just like when he wasn't drunk. He was pushed off the bed by me, but persevered in climbing back up. A deep sense of powerlessness lingered in my heart. I just didn't listen when Kiki advised me to buy a house with a guest bedroom. Now great, the boomerang hit me right in the forehead. Jai Mingshin reached out and pulled me off the bed too. Just as I was about to lose my temper, I saw Jai Mingshin fumbling in his pocket. Some not-so-decent images popped into my mind. Jai Mingshin isn't going to do something to me, right? Although I've known him for many years, and Jai Mingshin is quite a gentleman, never letting me drink when discussing business. I even saw people confess to him in the company several times, and he refused seriously with a strictly business attitude. Reasonably speaking, he should be a decent person. But he can't help it now that he's drunk. The hand clasped around my waist was incredibly strong, and I couldn't break free after struggling for a while. My heart went cold. No way. Is my luck really that bad? Just as I was thinking about what to do, Jai Mingshin finally took out his phone from his pocket. I swear, I really didn't mean to look at Jai Mingshin's phone. When he opened WeChat, I glanced at the pinned person. It turned out to be me. The next second, Jai Mingshin skillfully clicked on the chat box with me, and then my phone rang. Jai Mingshin sent several red packets in one breath. Seeing the screen full of transfer messages, I felt the arm that was hurting my waist suddenly looked handsome. A qualified corporate slave just doesn't interrupt the boss when he is focused. There were too many transfer messages. I couldn't help laughing out loud. To prevent Jai Mingshin from taking back the transfer money the next day, I turned on the camera and aimed the lens at Jai Mingshin. I cleared my throat, tried my best to hide my joy, and pretended to be anxious and helpless. Boss, stop sending. Boss, really stop sending red packets. It's my honor to take care of drunk you. Really no need to send so many red packets. Jai Mingshen's hand paused. Me. No. I told you not to send, and you really stopped. He looked up at me, revealed a brilliant smile, speaking with a bit of a lisp, and likes it. I was dazzled by the screen full of transfers, and didn't notice that Jai Mingshen's words were a bit off. That night, I naturally let Jai Mingshen sleep in my fragrant and soft bed. Not for anything else, mainly worried that my charming boss has a frail body. The floor is so cold, the sofa is so small, they simply don't match his status. I curled up on the sofa, looking at the WeChat balance and grinning so hard I couldn't stop. But I forgot I have a very bad habit when sleeping, which is getting up in the middle of the night to use the toilet. Sleeping in a daze, coming out of the bathroom with an unclear mind, I went directly back to the bedroom. The moment I lay in the quilt, I even felt the quilt was exceptionally warm. Then, I fell asleep even faster. As soon as I opened my eyes, I saw Jai Mingshen propping his head up looking at me, scaring me into instant sobriety. 3 seconds later, I finally reacted. Me. And Jai Mingshen. Lying in the same bed. Before I could make any reaction, Jai Mingshen's reaction was even bigger than mine. This is the first time I've seen such an expression on Jai Mingshen's face. Nervousness, embarrassment, confusion, self-doubt, and shyness. He cleared his throat, wanting to speak but stopping but wanting to speak. Big brother, what are you doing with that shy expression? I hurriedly explained the cause and effect to Jai Mingshen, but the way he looked at me became increasingly wrong. Until finally his eyes grew dimmer. Sorry, I forgot you already. He seemed to think of something again, lifted the quilt and got out of bed. I was confused by his words. But Jai Mingshen didn't seem to intend to pursue the matter of sending red packets last night, so I breathed a huge sigh of relief. Coming back after New Year's Day, everyone in the company found that Jai Mingshen's temper was even worse than before. Those who went in to report projects this morning were scolded one by one. I was clueless. Colleagues now didn't care about teasing me about the wrong message, looking at me with sympathy. I remember, do you have a project to report to the boss later? I nodded with a dead heart. She gave me a good luck expression, then quickly moved 2 meters away from me. Great, this unreliable thing. I stood in front of Jai Mingshen's office for a long time, not daring to knock. Jai Mingshen's temper today is unimaginably big. If he really gets angry at me, that's fine, but I'm afraid if he's in a bad mood, what if he asks for the transfer red packets back? That's fully over 60,000 yuan. After being anxious for a long time, I finally knocked on the office door. Enter. Jai Mingshen was exactly as other colleagues said, emitting an aura of unhappiness all over. I stood far away from him, my tone extra careful, afraid to make him unhappy and have him ask for the money back. President Jai, the project proposal for Nansheng. Jai Mingshen suddenly looked up at me. Probably my old eyes were dim, his eyes actually had a bit of resentment. Why stand so far, come here. I don't know why, I always feel a bit weird. I didn't feel this way when reporting work in Jai Mingshen's office before. Could it be because we slept together the night before last? And the way Jai Mingshen looked at me was getting weirder. I was a bit uncomfortable and wanted to slip out of the office. Just as I took 2 steps back, I saw Jai Mingshen stand up from his seat. He slowly approached me, lowered his voice as if mustering up courage. Suyin, am I not good enough to you? My heart skipped a beat. This tone, this speech, is he going to fire me? I smiled obsequiously. How could that be? President Jai is kind to me as a mountain. Jai Mingshen stared at my eyes for a long while and finally said, since that's the case, do you understand my meaning? Me. But whatever the boss says goes. I stood still, understood. Jai Mingshen finally smiled. Taking advantage of his good mood, I slipped out of the office, sweat almost falling from my forehead. Jai Mingshen is different from before now, he changed, he became perverted. What the hell do I understand? After reviewing for a long time, I finally figured something out. Combined with what Jai Mingshin said when he was drunk last time, he probably misunderstood that I was going to jump ship to another company. And now, this is a naked beating. Although Jai Mingshin has always exploited me at work, the treatment he gives me is really good. Reasonably speaking, I was his first employee and have been working diligently these years. He shouldn't suspect me. My eyes swept around the company. Could it be that my words cursing Jai Mingshin reached his ears? Which bitch dared to harm me?